Hi, welcome to Soul Power Yoga. I'm Kayla, and here my mission is to provide you with quality yoga classes that promote self-development. And so in my classes, I provide a lot of guidance and share a lot of information and knowledge that I'm learning from spiritual teachers of our time. And so today's class, it's going to be all about building a daily routine with yoga, breathwork, and intention. And we're going to contemplate this idea of suffering as the only way that humans evolve and awaken. And today, this class is inspired by a most recent podcast that I listened to of Eckhart Tolle. And I really enjoyed what he had to say and very much resonate with that idea that challenges and obstacles, problems in your life, they push us to become better versions of ourselves, to dissolve the unconscious aspects of us so that we can help dissolve that madness in the world. So here on our yoga mat today, we're focusing on being the change that we want to see in the world. So I'm going to stop talking and we're going to get moving. So come on to the yoga mat. We're going to start standing and face the top of your yoga mat. Bring your hands in prayer, tuck the chin, and close the eyes. Let's take 3 conscious deep breaths together in and out of the nose. And breathe just like a wave. Fill up the low lobes of the lungs all the way up to the top. And then exhale, release the breath from the upper lobes as you empty the lungs all the way down to the bottom. One more breath just like that. Okay, blink the eyes open. Reach your arms down by your sides and then roll down your spine all the way to your feet for a standing forward fold. Let the head go heavy and the neck and the spine elongate. Allow space in between the vertebrae and breathe into the back body. Expand the rib cage on your inhale and feel the contraction on the exhale. Use your breath to anchor yourself in the present moment and in your body. Okay, lift your head, come up to a halfway lift. You can press your hands onto your shins or even to the tops of your thigh, above or below the knee. Reach through the very top of your head and your gaze is down to the ground. Spread the sit bones and pull your shoulder heads away from your ears. Press firmly through your heels and a slight bend in the knees. Continue to breathe consciously, aware of your breath. And on your exhale, come all the way down, bend the knees, send your hips towards your heels. And then walk your feet all the way back to the back of the mat. Take the knees down. And then send your hips to your heels, lower the forehead down to the mat. Take a breath or two here in child's pose. The toes can be tucked or untucked. If you tuck them, you're getting a little bit more of a stretch in the arches of the feet and in the toes. Release any thoughts at this moment, your grip of the thought, and you can visualize it leaving from the forehead into the ground. On your inhale, rise up, lift up to tabletop here. And then inhale, lift your right leg up and point your toes, straighten out your right leg, and then hug your right hip inward towards the left. Tilt up, lift the chin, look up, arch the back. Reach your toes up towards the ceiling and then lift up and away from the hands and that bottom left knee and foot. And on the exhale, tuck and round your chin, your back into this cat pose. Bring the knee up towards your chin and then place your foot on the outside of your right hand. Inhale, lift the chest and allow your hips to come down towards the ground into this deep stretch here. Connect to your heart center and invite your soul into your heart, into your body. Drop the gaze down, come up onto your fingertips, and then adjust your hips, your legs, just the whole body to where it feels comfortable on the knee and safe to lift your left foot up. So we're bending the left leg. Okay, now press down firmly through the palm of your left hand and kind of out anywhere so that you feel like you have a strong, solid foundation. And then turn your body, or your upper body, your torso, towards your right thigh. Reach your right arm up to the sky. And then maybe you stay here, or you can reach your hand back behind you, maybe catch your foot. Push up and away from the left hand and then hug the core in and activate those muscles in the abdomen. And push up and away also through the right heel. Look over your right shoulder and breathe. Continue to lengthen your neck and your spine in this twist. And on your exhale, release and slowly lower your back foot down to the ground. Reach your right arm up and over back to the ground to meet with your left. And then you're going to tuck your back toes under, lift the leg up so that your knee's off of the mat. And we're going to situate ourselves into this side squat pose. So lift the left foot up, the left toes, so that you're on the heel side. And then maybe on your right foot, you're lifted onto the toes. If you can get your foot to go flat, then awesome. Great job. And that just means that you have really open hips and a lot of flexibility. Lift your chest up. Smile. I feel like I like to say that because and it always reminds me of when I was a runner in high school, and my coach would always say to smile, and it sends a good message to my body that I can keep on going no matter how challenging the run was or how much I wanted to quit. It's something so small and simple and maybe seems a little silly, but if you try it and it works for you, then there's no denying it, right? So might as well try it. Okay, we're gonna lift up here and come into side angle pose. So turn towards your right foot and the top of your mat. Frame your right foot with your hands and lift the hips up so that you can turn and place your whole left foot onto the ground. Press through the outer edge of your left foot maybe heel toe the foot in closer so you have a shorter stance. Bend into the front right knee so that the knee is right over your ankle. And then you're going to lift your left arm up. Okay, so we're going to rise up from here. That means you got to have strong legs, activate the muscles in the legs, like the quads and the calf muscles, as you rise up for warrior 2. Here we're going to shorten our stance, and if you can, get to a wall, because it's a great support for this pose we're going into next called half moon. It's a balancing pose, and a lot of the angles, the alignment that we have to create, it can be a little tricky for our body if you're not used to it. And so having some support like a chair or the wall is a great idea. So shorten your stance here and keep the bend in your front right leg. Look for that wall, reach up, press into your front right heel as you lift off, so the left leg comes hovering off of the ground and it's parallel to the mat. Flex your left foot and notice the lines in the body. You're creating this L shape, and the leg, the hip, the foot, they're all in alignment like a table. So this is where the wall comes in handy. And maybe even a mirror, but also just looking down at your body to check in with your alignment works just as well. Keep a bend in your front right leg. Flex your left foot that's lifted, and squeeze the quad. So hug and lift that kneecap up towards the torso. We're thinking of drawing our muscles, our energy upward toward the heart. And then also pressing through the backside of the leg through the left heel. And this hand, put it wherever you want. You can reach it up high or even behind you to help yourself if you're in a corner like I am. Okay, we're going to slowly come out of this pose to standing. Turn towards the top of the mat. Bring the hands to your heart, close the eyes, take a deep breath in and out of the nose, connecting to stillness. This is training your brain and your consciousness to know that the peace and quiet is always available to you in these moments of no mind, no thinking, just sensing and breathing. So no matter how challenging life gets, or whatever problems you are faced with yourself and with other people or the world, you can transcend the madness by not entertaining thoughts and getting into a place of pure awareness. Okay, softly blink the eyes open. Hands come down as if there's weights or your hands are really heavy. Bend the knees and roll down all the way into this forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend at the knees, plant the hands, walk the feet back, and then take the knees down. Send your hips to your heels, child's pose. Take a deep breath in child's pose. Inhale, rise up into tabletop. And then on your next inhale, lift your left leg this time. Point the toes, arch the back, extend that leg, and reach through the crown of the head. Maybe look up. And on your exhale, tuck, hug, and round the spine. And take your left foot on the outside of your left hand. I'm going to switch sides. So left foot on the outside of the left hand. Awesome. Lift the chest, come up onto your fingertips. Relax the brows, the brow bone, your eyes. Just to allow light to come into the eyes. Notice your sense of sight, of touch, of smell, sound, and taste. Okay, adjust your body so that you can bend your back leg and reach the right hand out to the side, press down through the right palm, lift the left arm up and reach back, maybe catch your foot, turning and twisting towards the left thigh. Draw your shoulder heads down and away from your ears, long neck. Push into the front left heel so that the weight is being distributed evenly throughout your body. And so that we are activating the left glute and quad and hamstring to support the upper body. On the exhale, slowly release your leg down to the ground and then reach your left arm up and around. Find a side squat. Lift the chest. Bring the hands to the heart. Otherwise, hands down onto the ground. But open up the chest wherever you are. Feel the spread of the collarbone. Okay, so we're going to shift into side angle pose. So bring your hands on the outside to frame your left foot. Press the outer edge of your right foot onto the ground. Get your left knee right over your left ankle. And then reach the right arm up. On an inhale, rise up to Warrior Two. Find a wall. It's even nice to practice Warrior Two with your back against the wall. And it really helps you to know that in your body for Warrior Two, you can tilt your pelvis backward. So the top kind of leans back, and this allows an opening in the front of the body and in the inner thighs. Reach the arms out wide and then shorten your stance because we're going to come up into half moon. Okay, so press into your front left heel and take off. Look forward to where you want to go and find a spot to press against the wall to support you here. Flex your feet, maybe even spread the toes if you can. Keep a bend in the front left leg. And you can look down or look up. And just have the intention to maintain this pose by staying focused on where you must engage and where you must relax. Okay, and we're going to slowly take the back leg down, reach it to to step up next to the other leg. Bring the hands to heart, slight back bend, press the hips forward. And on the exhale, forward fold. Great, lower the hips down to the ground. Come all the way onto your yoga mat. Extend your legs out straight. And we're going to forward fold here for our last stretch before Shavasana. So bring up in your mind an issue or a problem that you're having in your life. And what you can do is start to shift the way that you think or feel about that situation by simply seeing it as a friend and not an enemy, seeing the challenge, the problems as a really great thing, because without it, you would not evolve as a person. So this is essentially what Eckhart Tolle was talking about today in his podcast. It was, instead of not wanting or rejecting problems, troubles in your life, but instead with the knowledge of suffering being your pathway to change, to growth. So we can see challenges as a positive thing rather than something to avoid. And that's all I have to say about that. I'm working on this myself, that when something is troubling to me, I try to pause, breathe into it, get present, release my judgments of the circumstance, and remind myself that this is needed, this is necessary for my personal development. Okay. You can rest in Shavasana for about 5 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes if you'd like. Just simply breathing and being aware of the sensations that you experience. And practicing releasing thoughts as they arise. Thank you for being here. I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Namaste.